everyone, it's your girl Tyra Fiona. Welcome back to tyrafiona.net today. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be about coming out, my story, advice, and loving and accepting who you are. So let's get into it. Ever since I was a child, I always had crushes on boys and I always had crushes on girls. But in my mind, I thought that there's something wrong with me because I thought that either you were straight or either you're gay and there's nothing in between, which is obviously not the case. Until I moved from California across the country, I didn't know what bisexuality was. But once I made that move, I figured out what it was and I resonated with it very much. When I made that move and I learned about bisexuality, it was then that I felt safe and comfortable to come out. I was living in a community where people were open-minded and many of them also were part of the LGBTQ plus community, and so that's when I felt more secure and comfortable with myself enough to actually come out to my parents. I knew it was time to tell them, but the days leading up to it, I was crying. I was crying day after day after day because I was so nervous and scared to tell them. Even though I knew that they are very open-minded people, I was still very nervous and scared to tell them because I didn't know what they would think of me being more different than I already am. And I love my parents so much, they're my best friends, but still I was scared to tell them because I didn't want to disappoint them in me not being, I guess, the ideal child that maybe they thought I should be, which was definitely not the case, definitely my own projected view of myself. So what happened was I didn't plan a day to tell them, I was just kind of waiting till I guess the moment arrived. So my mom was asking me about, do you like anyone at school? And I was like, I don't like any boys, but I like someone else. And she was like, so you like a girl? And I'm like, yeah, I've been nervous to tell you this and scared to, but I like girls and I like boys. I'm bisexual. And right when I was saying that, like, I teared up and just started crying and bawling and everything like that. And like my mom was like holding me in her arms and she looked me in the eyes and told me that she loves me no matter what and that she's proud of me for being true to myself. And I even cried more because I'm like, oh my gosh, I just did that. She then told my dad. I think I was nervous myself to tell him, like more nervous because I wasn't as close with him as I was with my mom at that time. And so she told him, and then he brought it up kind of casually to me, and as soon as I started talking with him about it, I started crying again and, you know, yada yada yada. But he was also very accepting of me too, and so that was really great to hear, and I'm so grateful to have parents that accept me for who I am. And it makes me really sad because I know personally many people who don't have that, and that really makes me sad, and I just like feel for those people. I then came out to my brother. I was like, hey, I just told mom and dad, but I am bisexual, I like boys and girls, and he's like, okay. It was pretty funny because I was like, okay, what a strong reaction from him. As far as my extended family, they don't know, and I haven't told them, even though I came out 2 years ago. I haven't told them, and I'm not sure when I will, because most of them are either very religious or very conservative in their viewpoints, and so I guess I'm just waiting for myself to be confident enough in myself to really just be strong in that, you know, before I officially tell them, and I'm getting to that place more and more as time goes on, so I guess it will just happen. If they do watch my YouTube channel, which they do sometimes, then they would know right now watching this video, so we'll just see what happens when that time comes. My experience isn't all sunshine and rainbows as it may seem, you know, having these important people in my life that do accept me. I have experienced homophobic people and been around that with them saying things that are general, you know, but then also things directed towards me, you know. So I've experienced some not so great experiences with people not being supportive, accepting, quite the opposite at all. So yeah, honestly, a couple days ago I recorded this kind of video, this coming out video, a different kind of form of it, and honestly I was nervous and scared to even tell my parents that I was filming that type of video, because when I did initially come out I was very, very young, and so I thought maybe, you know, since I was young they were more like, oh, it's, you know, it's okay, maybe it's, I thought in my mind maybe they thought maybe it was just a phase or whatever, but I feel the same way I've always felt today. Another thing, because I haven't talked about my sexuality in, you know, ever since I came out to them, I haven't really talked about it that much at all. I guess that's why I was scared to tell them. Again, I just didn't know if they would still react the same way now that I'm older and more independent within myself. You know, and I told them about it the other day. You know, of course I cried more and more because I've still been working on accepting myself up until now. Even though I came out to them a couple years ago, I still am trying to accept and love myself more and more. And so that's why I got emotional, and that's why I was scared to tell them about the video. You know, ending up that it was a really good healing experience. Okay, now for advice on coming out. So first I would say you need to come out to yourself, because if you come out to yourself and take that time to really just dive deep and love yourself for who you are, then no matter who you tell, it's not going to affect you or crush you harshly, because you know that you love yourself and you know that you're valid and worthy and are worthy of love. Secondly, maybe start out with telling someone that you really, really trust. That way you can gain some confidence from that to then tell other people that you're not sure what their reaction will be. That's the best advice I could give from my experience of coming out. You are loved, you are worthy, you are valid, and I wish you all the best on your journey and path, and I'm very, very proud of you for accepting and loving this part of yourself and being more and more true to yourself, and I really do wish you the best of luck. Be true for a happy you. Bye guys.
All you need is love, do 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 do. All you need is love, do 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 do. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need.